And he looks at her and says, my God, you've got all that poison inside you. Why are we even living together? You're totally antagonistic towards me. Does everything goes to the point of the man. And when I tell them that it's the limbic system in the brain which does that, because the emotional memory system of the woman has 15 times more blood flow. When I tell them that, the men will go, is there any medicine for it? Or surgery? Can we remove the limbic system? And I say, no, there's no surgery, there's no medicine, but there's a magic formula. And the magic formula is, so if you're on the phone, become a step. What in his mind? So the man is concentrating, but she's thinking, why is he like that? So keep the body moving. Even the sounds are important. Then the woman feels heard. So that's the hearing part. That is the validation. Validation. Yeah. And again, she'll do that until the crisis starts happening. And then she starts screaming. And when she starts screaming, the man looks at her and says, my God, have I married a devil or something? There is someone who has understood her. Because all the women secretly wish they had a magic wand which could make the men in their life understand exactly what she's feeling. Sometimes she'll come and say, I did this for you, I did this for you, I did this for your family, I did so much. And the man says, why did you do it? Who asked you to do it? You women are crazy. You first do such a lot and then you trip. Okay, how many of you relate to that? There you go. What she needed instead was just a simple validation. I'm talking about stress. The stress hormones are different for men and women. So stress in women is caring and sharing. Testosterone is a trust and acceptance hormone, and the primary need of a man is trust and acceptance. So testosterone is an oxytocin is a caring hormone. A man says, give me something to do. So a man is motivated. If I tell a man, this is the guy, oxytocin bringing it down for women, testosterone bringing it down for men. So a woman, newly married couple, a woman is crying, man thinks from his own brain, he starts walking out of the door, let me give her space. She thinks he's deaf or something, she starts crying even louder. Now he's running. Nurtured, she wants to be asked, she wants to be cajoled. But he, on the other hand, he likes his space. So when a man is upset, he says, leave me alone. So she comes to him and says, you look upset, what's the problem? He says, no, I'll be fine by tomorrow. She comes back and says, tell me, it'll be good, you'll feel better. He says, no, it's okay. See, she doesn't understand. And then she brings him to my office and says, Dr. Niru, you make him talk. He falls sick. He won't fall sick. He likes his space. He likes to solve his problem, and he likes the women and the world to think that trust and accept him, that he'll be able to solve the problem. How many of you men relate to this? So the woman wants caring and sharing, that releases oxytocin. The man wants trust and acceptance, that releases testosterone. So, yeah.
2 times. And it has been was clinically proven, I have attracted unhealthy narcissistic personality disorder. Okay. And whatever you are saying about females thing, I mean, you will multiply by 1,000.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
And a partner is given to you who is sometimes the extreme opposite of what you are, so that you balance each other. As you go through the course of relationship, you balance each other. That's the larger aspect of it. And now I'll come to the law of attraction part, which I had said I'll be speaking about. Law of attraction says when you give your negative attention to a situation or the undesirable aspects of our partner, they look larger than life right now. They look huge right now. But when we are persistently giving, today it is totally scientifically proved. Does that answer the question to some extent?
Well, that is okay.
Yeah.
But why do you attract those?
So 3 differences, 3 main things in what you're saying, your own person. We have several things we have to work on ourselves. And number 3 is the law of attraction. Unknowingly, because everybody does it unknowingly, we worsened the situation by giving it too much of our negative attention and therefore enlarging the negative in that situation or person. Out of the other person is seemingly, there is definitely a part of it that you've played yourself. unless one takes responsibility. So when couples come to me for counseling, I say, you have to work on. The trick to get out of that vicious cycle is to move away from the relationship for a time being. Do something else. Raise your vibration, but for a time being only. Raise your vibration with things that make you feel really, really good. Mindfulness. Start appreciating the beauty of life in small things. As your vibration raises, now you're able to visualize a much grander picture of your relationship. Start visualizing that. Start attracting that. And I can promise you, 200% it will come to you. Thank you. Yes.
You have sought help, and
Yes.
you have sought help, the best possible help which is available.
Yes.
Multiple
Yes.
help, right?
Yes.
And they say it is not possible,
Okay.
right? First thing, suppose, how do you handle the situation? Because I don't know whether you understand the unhealthy, narcissistic personality, what trauma.
It could be a
goes
personality disorder.
Yeah, unprovoked disorder.
Yes,
It is
it's a
disorder.
PD, it's a personality
It is
disorder.
disorder.
Yeah.
How do you handle yourself? Because I went through the trauma, and this trauma is something, unless you are the closest person, which I was there, you can't understand what it is.
I completely understand. I completely understand.
When you're there with her, just nothing works. Because
Yeah.
even the psychiatrist
Yeah.
said that it is incurable.
Yeah.
It is not curable. You have to, but how do you handle trauma?
Yeah. Okay. So, I'd like to clarify one thing, that we've emphasized a great deal about working the relationship, and that's of course the ideal and the best thing to do. However, we are not saying that there should never be an exit possible in a relationship. If it is really, you've tried everything, it's not working, and you feel that the lifespan of the relationship is really over, it's fine. But only after having put in enormous work. Otherwise, universe has a way to give it to you back in another relationship.
And suppose that also turns out to be the same.
So
Again,
then
the same thing.
that's a clear message.
Yeah.
That's a crystal clear message that there was some unfinished work there,
Spiritually,
spiritually and psychologically.
psychologically.
Okay. Both. Spiritual insight, reflection on yourself, and spiritually both. See, I always believe in the psycho-spiritual approach of healing. Yeah? Look at the psychological angle completely, and then move towards the law of attraction. Don't stay 20 years in just psychoanalysis. Now move to energizing to what you want. From what you don't want to what you want, and then energize that. Right? So I think that's the thing. If still you feel that it deserves an exit, well, there's no moral judgment on that at all. Right? But more work. The message seems to be fairly obvious that more work.
Only thing, the positive I gained is something I created great. Both the times.
Yes.
I came back from the trauma, I built up something, okay, which is, I feel is great.
Yeah. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And the last thing about handling your trauma, mindfulness and picking your vibration up through other activities is equally important. Yes, please.
Ma'am, in your 20 years of,
No, yeah, please.
in your 20 years of experience, would you consider the possibility that these are structures, Mars or Venus, the reference points, the right thinking or the clear thinking?
Yes.
It might also, would it be also possible that it might be a lady could actually have linear thinking, a man could also have well thinking?
Absolutely, absolutely. So there are always exceptions, right? But the majority lie in that category. There are some women who are extremely focused thinkers, extremely analytical thinkers, and there are some men who are extremely creative thinkers. But that's a small portion. If we measure the percentage, an enormous number of tests have been done. If we measure the percentage, it's a small proportion, which is, there are two bell curves which go like this. Both logical and creative thinking are required. So it's only the in-between area, the intersection, where there are exceptions. The large majority lies in these areas. The woman being the web-like thinker and man being the focus thinker, but definitely the exceptions are there.
So I just want to extend that. If physiologically,
Yeah,
the women who are linear,
Yeah.
I'm oversimplifying the problem, pardon me for that.
yeah,
A lady who is linear,
yeah,
and a lady who is web-based, approaches in web-based thinking.
Yes.
A man who is linear and a man who is web-based thinking.
Yes.
Given that all of us are just a couple of years away,
Yes.
we are not genetically very different.
Yes.
That means the faculties are existing in both physical capacities.
Okay.
That means we just need to, if I call it by different term, let's me call it that linear thinking is masculine way of looking at things, and
Yeah.
direct thinking is feminine.
Absolutely.
The masculine and feminine energy exist in both.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so for that, I'll say, do we have 5 minutes more or is the time up?
No, we have 25 minutes.
Alright, so we'll do a quick partner exercise. Just put yourself in pairs. One person call yourself a A and the other call yourself B, the person next to you. Yes, we are grouping it together. Okay, she's coming in joining. Okay, decided? A and B sorted?
Yeah.
All the A's, take out your left arm like this with hand facing outward. A should take out the left arm, hand facing outward. Everybody got it right? Put your right over it. Two hands should be like this in clapping position. Interlock the fingers. Go like this and like this. Stay there, stay there. Now all the B's will point to various fingers. Charu, you could be with somebody. All the B's will point to various fingers and ask them to lift up one by one. From a distance, don't touch. From a distance, say pick up this, put it down. Pick up this, put it down. Go, try. No, you can point like this. You can point from a distance. Don't touch from a distance. No, then put it down. Then the other one. So she picks up that, then puts it down, then tries to pick up another, then put it down. Were you like this? Yeah. Pick up one. She points to various fingers. All right, relax. How many found it difficult? Okay, let the bees have a go. Maybe the bees are more intelligent. Left arm out like this, right over it. Two hands should be in clapping position. Interlock the fingers. Do this and this from inside. Go. Point to various fingers from a distance. Okay, relax. Were the bees more intelligent?
Yes.
Yeah, they were. Okay.
A was more intelligent than mine.
A was more intelligent. The point being that the brain has two hemispheres, the right and left. And there are nerve fibers running down these hemispheres. And when the circuits cross each other, then the control and command gets lost. So the brain has two hemispheres. The left part of the brain is more logical and the right part of the brain is more creative. Men generally use the left part more and women generally use the creative part more. In essence, we are using only half of our brain. In essence, we are using only half of our brain. And in today's time, it doesn't serve us to be able to use only half of the brain. Slowly we have to train ourselves to be able to use both sides of the brain. On a philosophical note, you know what a nadi is?
Yes.
So there are energy channels called nadis, right? So nadis are energy channels, they're not physical, you can't touch it, but they're meridians which run across our body. So energy doesn't flow randomly in our body, it goes in these meridians. One such central nadi or channel which runs down our spine is called the Sushumna nadi. Around the Sushumna nadi, there are two nadis intertwined like this, the Ida and the Pingla. When the Ida and the Pingla are balanced, the life force inside the Sushumna nadi rises up powerfully. The current of life then rises up powerfully because the male and the female are then balanced. Within us, the masculine and feminine within us is then balanced. When I meet people, senior leaders or spiritually evolved people, they are definitely using both sides of the brain. But when you go a level below, they kind of get stuck. Been there, done there, no time, ego. And then, within my own career, span, I have seen these people that there's a stagnation and even going down because they're not learning to use both sides of a brain. So it's right, the questions that were asked, that within us we can evoke that masculine and those feminine energies by practice. And one of the greatest way of doing that is now becoming aware and alert of the gender differences. Instead of getting frustrated, why are all women like that, why are all men like that, we start noticing how they're different. We start acknowledging, we start leveraging those differences, and when we start doing that, slowly over a period of time, our other side of the brain starts functioning too. So yes, we do have a masculine and feminine inside us.
Also, in addition, I feel, please correct me if I'm wrong, this validation that we seek from outside,
Yeah.
always, to be able to become more strong in our own self and stop seeking this validation always from outside.
Okay.
Because I think somewhere this validation that we want from outside, whether it's from a spouse, whether it's from a boss,
Yeah.
or anyone for that matter, that is what makes us weak and more vulnerable.
So I would say women are so harsh on themselves. They have such a strong inner critique. No Nazi can be more hard on the woman than the woman herself. Right? And here too you are being harsh on yourself by expecting that I should get it from myself. Why am I not able to get it from myself? Why am I seeking it from outside? I think it's fine to expect that much support from a partner. Ultimately you do reach there. Ultimately you do reach a level of fulfillment and self-actualization where you don't need that. But to begin with, it's okay for partners to support each other. It's okay to understand the differences and say, okay, a woman does need validation. Because let's not forget, it's been centuries. It's been centuries of women having to face more struggle than men, especially in the emotional arena and in the power arena, in the recognition arena. That now they've come to a phase where they need that support, they need that validation. Society, therapists, organizations, partners, giving that support and us wanting that support for some extent of time, till the time we rise to the place of power that you talk about. It's okay.
But sometimes I feel they fail to give that validation. And that is where when we think of becoming more stronger ourselves,
Okay.
so that we don't need that validation.
Correct, correct. Here again, I would say come back to the area that with mindfulness, with other activities, pick up your vibrational level and then have a grander vision of getting all the support that you need from your partner. We don't have time today, otherwise it's a whole section, how to get support from your partner.
Can I just
It's
say,
a 2-hour section. Yes,
to
please.
that question about validation is that as a woman, the evolutionary perspective is that we have to work together. So then we're wired to do that. So the validation being supported by the group was really important for our survival, and that's why I think that we go externally for validation. But when we know that, then it's less defeating, self-defeating.
Yeah. So you move to an area where you come to that self-actualization where you don't need constant validation. But along the way, getting support, getting that partnership the way you want it, and giving the partnership the way the other person wants it. Understanding those differences and giving that support to partners, I think that's a vision we can look forward to, and it's an art to be able to do that. So any other question?
Well, I just want to say, first of all, thank you. That's absolutely really inspiring, and really lovely to hear you talk about relationships. I work as a relationship counsellor, and I love to hear people bring. And I just wanted to make a response to this gentleman in a way that, if I, what the curiosity that I had in my mind when you were talking, and I just wondered about your response to what I'm going to say, is that if somebody were continually choosing narcissistic partners, if you like,
Yes, yes.
then it makes me kind of curious about how, like, a narcissistic personality has little space for somebody else to have needs, if you like,
Yes.
if you wanted to go with that as a model. And it would make me curious about how comfortable you feel about asking for what you need. Because if you aren't really comfortable with asking for what you need, in a way, then picking a narcissistic partner would be a useful way to deflect from having to own your own impetus, if you like, to
True,
grow and
true.
so.
True, absolutely, absolutely. So that's the part he needs to look into and reflect into, that where were the gaps that
It can be related to, so I strongly believe in the concept of karma.
Yeah.
And it's like either you deal with it or it comes back. It's like a bad boss.
Correct.
I leave an organization because of a bad boss only to realize that the
Absolutely.
next boss is the same. Yeah,
Absolutely.
so it's the karma that follows you. I mean, either you put a stop to it there, you sit and change it,
Absolutely.
deal with it,
Absolutely.
change something within yourself,
Absolutely.
and then you move on.
Yeah.
and it'll change.
Yes.
But if you don't,
Yes.
you know,
It just repeats itself.
It repeats.
Yeah.
So, you think from a spiritual perspective, what she's saying is absolutely right. Probably we are here to learn how to master that difficult situation. Until the time we don't learn how to master that difficult situation, that thing will keep on, repeating or reappearing in our life in different ways and manners.
Absolutely.
If you escape it, if you avoid it, you will again land up in the same situation with a different person. The essence is to face it.
Yeah, and see, it's not merely theory, because in my experience of these many years, I see the couples returning back with a second partner and a third partner and coming on back with exactly the same problems that what they began with. And it's no coincidence that couple after couple again and again it happens. It's not just one person. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. We hand the stage to Charu.
Thank you so much.
Can you have your name, please? Because it's not.
Yes, it's not something.
My name is Dr. Niru Kumar.
And I think we need a picture there and we need to conclude the session.
Charu.
Yeah, she's doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing it?
What?
You're concluding the session? Yeah, yeah, be good.
So,
Once you have
basically,
gone out, we will.
There's one more person. Yes.
Yeah, she.
Charu.
I'm the
You're speaking right
yeah,
now.
I'm speaking. So basically, I'm not doing the conclusion.
You also speaking there, you should be there.
Yeah.
She's sitting there, why don't you go there? Yeah, but sit there.
So, hello everyone. Just a brief introduction. I am Charu Malhotra. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Niru. It was an awesome session, and for our generation, it's something that we are learning it at very initial stage. As we have all the veterans in the room with their own experiences, and one thing I would like to just mention that whatever Dr. Niru said, I would be doing a secondment to that, but as per 21st century. So you can see the sort of generation difference between Dr. Niru and my points, because whatever I would be saying, that's according to what we feel in 21st century. And that could be another question for Dr. Niru. So I will be walking you through a very simple presentation where it's like a research also. It's about knowing yourself. So before I should start my session, let me ask you a very simple question. What is love? What is love? I need an answer. We are talking about sustaining love, long-lasting love, marriages, relationship. What exactly love means to you?
The force of the universe.
The force of the universe. Great.
There
Volunteers,
is
please.
a Mills and Boon's definition of love.
Okay.
That is fairy tale.
Okay.
Okay. Which doesn't exist.
Okay.
But because we are forced to believe that, we get into most of the problems.
Okay.
Okay. The real love is connecting emotionally, okay, intellectually, mentally, physically, and maybe spiritually on a greater realm.
So, very good answers. Anybody else from the audience?
The unconditional. I love.
Very valid point. Unconditional.
Conditional giving.
Unconditional love.
Yes,
No.
very valid point. Okay, so I would be very honest with you. I am myself a victim of finding love. So I would be discussing all the points which are related to sustaining love. As we have already covered so many points of sustaining marriages, I would be only focusing on sustaining love. So love is what? Leakage of valuable emotions. It's an unconditional thing. It's something where you can't define it. So for me, love refers to something what you define it to be. It could be something where I feel that love is caring. When I care for somebody, simultaneously equally being cared. So it's like reciprocation. For you, it could be something else. For you, it could be something else. So love is whatever you define it to be. So these are some different definitions of love. While I thought of joining this session, I went on interviewing a couple of people, and these were some answers to this particular question, that what is love? For me, it remains the same. Love is leakage of valuable emotions. So I am coming to the next thing, that whenever we are looking for love, what are the motivations for which we look on to love? We need to marry somebody. Why we need to marry somebody? Do we need to compete with somebody, or we need to complete ourselves? What is there behind that? Why we need to get married? Why we want to get into love? Why we want to get into the relationship? Is that quelling our loneliness, or it is for the companionship? So there are different ways and there are different answers, but trust me, you have to figure out your own answers, that what you're looking into a relationship and what is your definition of a relationship. Once you get your own definition of love and relationship, you would be able to find out the mechanics, that how we can make it long lasting. So everybody complying with this talk? So there has to be a perfect definition, and you have to figure it out. Supposedly, because we are running short of time, I would have given everybody a pen and paper to write this definition, that what love stands for you. And thereafter we could have this whole series, that what are the mechanics where we can enhance our that gain areas, and where we can overcome and rectify our pain areas. So this is what everybody should try. Just be true to yourself and try this exercise. So this is a bit of explanation, that what motivates you to get married and what motivates you to be in love. So sorry for this particular image coming in between. This represents synergistic relationships. And this is a proven concept. I went through a study, and that's why I thought that it's a brilliant platform to bring this study in front of you all, so that we can understand and learn about this concept. Synergistic marriages and synergistic relationship. Very, very decent question. I believe everybody would have an answer for this. What is the answer? 1 plus 1?
2 holes.
2. Anybody else? 11. She knows the answer for everything. I can't doubt her. So, anybody else? Do anybody is thinking about 4? Hum do, hamare do? In the relationships? Anybody thinking about 3? Come on, I need answers. So, what is 1 plus 1?
I think for me, this 1 plus 1 is equal to 1.
1 plus 1 equal to 1. Okay. It's 1. Okay. So
that's what I believe in.
Basically 1 plus 1 is 2. And when we used to put this synergistic relationship, 1 plus 1 is much more greater than what you achieve as individuals. So if 1 plus 1 is 2, as an individual sums, in a relationship it would be 1 plus 1, 11. This is the power of synergistic relationship. So we are getting to the concept of synergistic relationship. So in a synergistic relationship, there is no compromise with your own goals, your partner goals. You have to grow with each other. If you are 1, partner is 1, you have to be 11. And you have to work like that. Because you have to achieve greater than what you expect your own self to be. So it's a very brief concept of synergistic relationship. Now I'll move on to how we can have this relationship happen. So there is no rocket science behind that, the very, very simple and basic concepts. Because nowadays everybody is very independent on their own. Even women, they've been entrepreneurs, they're handling lot many things. They have several things outside, like their career obligations, and there are lot many stuff, and then inside the home. So there's a lot many things they have to cope up with. So there is a copism mechanism. Simultaneously, men also, they would be lost in their own world. They have a family, they have something outside, maybe their career obligations, maybe their future path, how they want to settle their family, their parents' family, their immediate family, lot many things. So how you both come together to achieve more in every aspect of life, in every inclination of life. Maybe your career, maybe your family goals, everywhere. This implies everywhere. So just one thing, synergistic relationship, that should be in your mind. Now you have to decide how you're going to do that. Very simple, basic things, that be into an open communication. So let's say that there is something, there's an issue. Immediately bring that in front of your partner, regardless of anything. What he'll feel and how he'll react. Immediately bring that. This deals with an open communication, that even it brings to that much confidence in your partner that whatever it would be, you would be open, and he would be the first window for letting this problem. You can discuss this problem with him. Then constantly articulate your needs. So anybody from us is not astrologer, and people in front of you are not astrologer. You can't ensure that whatever is in your heart and whatever is in your mind, they'll get to know that. So you have to open up. There should be an open communication. You should articulate your needs. Yes, I need this. So rather than burning your blood, burn your money. Go for shopping. I need this. Go and get that. Be open with your partner. Being realized. So here, being realized is something that you have to be in. You have to ensure that you are taking care of your partner's need. Simultaneously, your partner is taking care of your needs. So realization is very, very important aspect of a relationship. You're doing several things for your partner, but they don't know. Vice versa. So be realized. Then grow in a relationship. Growth is something, I've already mentioned that we have 1+1 synergistic relationship. This means that we are growing together. So here's a beautiful concept. Galaxy of molecules all vibrating at different vibrations. So let's come to that back school, old school lesson where we used to learn about the energy system. Almost everybody would have learned about that energy system. Kinetic energy, magnetic energy, everybody, right? So whole universe is being formed of energies. Whole universe is of molecules, and these molecules vibrate in different level of oscillations, and they have their different energies. You as an individual, you are different. Your partner, you are different. As per universe, no two molecules contain similar kind of energy in themselves. We are nowhere exception. We are nowhere different. Think ourselves being a molecule. We have our own synergies. We have our own energies. Now, when two molecules, they have to come together, they have to balance their energies. You have to come down to that level so that you can be compatible to your partner. Simultaneously, this goes with your partner as well. So this is a concept that in a galaxy, no two molecules are same, and every molecule vibrates in different level of energies. Okay, so what you see over the screen?
White space.
Yes, she knows the answer to everything, so I can't doubt her capabilities. So any other question, or she would be exclusively out of the question?
Sorry.
Okay, so yes, I know that a lot of people, they said black hole. Besides Dr. Niru, because she has been acquainted with all the concepts. So I just want to ask you one thing. When this could have been a perfectly white screen, just because tainted with a black hole, this becomes a black hole. So this is what we are doing in a relationship. Whenever we are into a relationship, we used to point out all the odds and all the negativities in a person, rather than celebrating the fact that they are with us. So when your partner, he was with you, you was with him, it was a mutual kind of relationship. Nobody did a charity. So celebrate that, that the person is with me and now I'm not alone. And you have to let the other person grow rather than focusing on the black dot. So black dot here means the negativities of a person. The more you focus, the more you zoom into the negativities, the more you criticize your relationship. So rather than focusing on the black dots, focus on the entire white sheet. And it's only you who has to focus on the good things or the bad things. You are the one who either make your life miserable or your marriage successful. So with this, I just sum up that we spoke about the synergistic relationships. Then we spoke about molecules which are vibrating into different level. And then we spoke about the black dot. So, any question? Or I shall hand over the charge to upcoming speaker.
Thank you.
Well,
The best thing which I liked was at such a tender age.
Yes.
So much of deeper empathy and understanding.
thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shivi, and I think a lot has already been said about marriage and how to sustain love in marriage. I think this topic becomes even more relevant when in context with the 21st century, because conflicts in marriages are seen to be rising. Marriages are seen more unstable of late than ever before. While on one hand I see this as rising liberation, as couples are choosing to opt out of marriages that are not working. At the same time, it also reflects, I feel, a growing lack of acceptance for those we are connected with. The moment they act in a way different from our way. It is a fact. Now, I'm putting forth the spiritual aspect of marriage. And spiritual is nothing but the inner aspect. Spirituality is nothing but connecting with self. So, it is a fact that through everyone that we interact with, we experience only ourselves. So, everyone who we are associated with is reflecting us. They are a mirror to our soul. They reflect what we have to learn about ourselves and grow through. Therefore, let us, so for example, if our focus goes on the unreasonable expectations that our spouse seems to have from us, it will do good to take our focus on the expectations that we ourselves have from them. And it might be an enlightening experience then to realize that we are also being unreasonable in our expectations from them. But the focus stays outside. We live ourselves, we experience ourselves. In fact, I believe each one of us is the entire existence and perceiving the entire existence through a particular perspective. So I will live only myself through everyone or anyone that I connect with. So, and it is also a fact that has been already pointed out also that, if we try and walk out of a relationship because of something that we experienced in it and didn't like, it is very likely that we will experience something similar in the relationship that we get into next. So again, because the seed of our experience we carry inside us. Now, actually, the choice of marriage is our own choice of expanding our identity. However, marriage seems to threaten our identity. Not only this, each time in a marriage we are faced with a situation that tends to take us out of our comfort zone, we feel our identity is being threatened. So, let's take an example. Let's say a businessman is getting married to a model. Now, each of the two has experienced their success and power in their respective fields. But now they have a new identity, new role to play in their married life. So the already established identities of a businessman or the model tend to overshadow the new upcoming identity of a husband or a wife. There are expectations on both sides. If only they would, each of them would bring their focus on the expectations that they have from the other and start accepting the new role in their marriage that they have taken up, there would be peace and harmony at home. And that would further positively contribute to their respective roles as the businessman and the model as well. Now, such conflicts in life, how I have learned to deal with them in life is through serenity surrender. Serenity surrender, or SS as we call it, is a healing modality and also a way of life that many practice and follow. Using this, we are able to understand the cause of a particular experience, especially unlikable experience, because the experiences that we are enjoying, we don't need to understand where they are coming from. We just want them to continue. But when there is an experience that we don't like, we use SS to understand the cause that we carry within ourselves for that experience. For example, when the businessman or the model, they find their proven power being challenged when they have to adjust according to the other person's likings. And having thus found the cause, we are actually able to eliminate the unlikable from the experience. It enables us to easily learn from that experience whatever we had chosen it for. All experiences are chosen at the soul level. Then the situation itself changes, or we are able to perceive it and experience it differently. Mutual harmony comes in place of clashing egos. And so SS actually has, people have been using it to deal with and come out of all kinds of issues like emotional issues, fears and phobias, career blocks, physical illnesses. And couples who have been in troubled marriages have been able to rediscover love in the same marriage. Youngsters today especially seem to be wary of the institution of marriage. With the help of SS, they have been able to deal with their resistance to and fears of marriage, and are beginning to look forward to the love and also the growth that getting into the commitment of marriage can bring their way. So, in a nutshell, I believe love cannot be experienced through chasing it externally, expecting the other to give it to me. It has to be found within. And then, since we experience only ourselves through everyone, we would effortlessly experience it through everyone we are connected with. That's it. Any questions?
What do you do with SS? And what is the modus operandi?
We believe that the physical, everything that we experience in the physical, the body, the relationships, the house we live in, the car we drive, everything is a manifestation of the energy that we are. So if I could understand, so I experience the physical, and then I connect with my energy to understand what in my energy is manifesting as this. And if I can understand the reason, that understanding itself transforms a lot, because the journey is about understanding self.
So what do you surrender?
Surrender comes naturally when I begin to accept myself. So, like Charu was asking, what is love? In my understanding, love is acceptance. I can love only what I accept.
Well, Osho said, love is death. Love begins with death. That means death of ego.
That's true, and death is happening in each moment, because each moment is new. Each moment is a birth, and each moment is death.
So you're talking about that kind of surrender? Surrender the ego?
So for that we will have to understand this. I had 5 minutes to explain. I can go at length describing what ego is and how we reach surrender.
What do you surrender? And how do you surrender?
Surrender is a concept that needs to be imbibed, and it's not an event. It's a process. It's a lifelong process. So when I'm able to realize that the entire cosmos, or the creator, or the existence, it lives through me, that is, the divine operates through me, naturally I will move towards surrender. Because like someone at in the morning session, there was someone who said, I don't have to be, because everything that the divine plans through me is the best that could be and is going to manifest. I just have to be aware of myself through what I experience in the physical.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your insights. I was wondering, out of curiosity, I want to know what are the resistances and fears that you were talking about that young people seem to have with the institution.
You know what? We believe, we work on belief systems that we carry inside, and there is a very deep core belief that we carry, that love and freedom are mutually exclusive. And this seems to be the most fearsome factor that the youngsters today feel, that I will have to go according to the others' wishes, and I will be expected to behave in a particular manner, wear a particular kind. I mean, such are the fears. Or even I will have to move to another city, and
So there's a sense of a loss
yes.
of identity.
Yes,
And what
that's
do you-
exactly what I'm referring to.
Yes.
So identity is ego.
Yes.
But ego is seen as negative, but actually it becomes negative when we hold on to our identity. If we realize that identity is not only the positives that I see in that identity, but also the challenges, and those challenges are actually going to bring me growth. So I have to accept the identity not a part of it, but completely, and just move ahead with it. And that's what. So love is what I am. All that I am is love. The more I recognize the love that I am, I will experience freedom through that. Freedom and love are not mutually
So
exclusive.
you would suggest a certain surrender to vulnerability and all of these things that come up as a
Actually, surrender. So when I say SS, it is a process that we conduct workshops, and so it is a process to understand our energies, and surrender happens naturally as I begin to understand myself more and more.
So through conversation or through processes, like what, how?
It's a process. It's a process learned over 3 days.
Not in 5 minutes.
In 5 minutes, a lot of shift happens if you are ready for that shift, even in 5 minutes.
So it is not cognitive, it is metacognitive?
It's both. It happens through the conscious understanding and working on the subconscious, both. Thank you.
Is there anyone who would like to voice their own opinion or any insight of their own? Share any example? Okay, one session, in one line, quote, why did you get married? Everybody will have to speak on that. Can anyone? Ma'am, let's begin with you.
Why would you get married?
Find your spiritual soulmate.
Maybe your parents told you, or maybe you
No, not
you
my
decided, or
parents.
whatever the reason is. What made you? What was that one feeling which made you get married?
What was the one thing that made, yeah, finding my spiritual soulmate?
Spiritual soulmate. Ma'am?
For me, it was creating hope for my child because I'm pregnant.
Sir?
Well, happiness. Famous quote said, I did not know what the real happiness was till I got married. By the time it was too late.
Yes, sir?
I think it was for me trying to sort of establish a longer term sort of vision and having some sort of companionship.
Okay, ma'am?
So I think for me it was a lot of exploration of collaboration, of exploring the universe together with another person and exploring myself too in the process.
Okay.
I think for me it was committing to a journey together.
Committing to a journey together. Yes, sir?
I found my soulmate.
Oh, so sweet. Very honest and genuine. Yeah.
I'm still struggling for the right soulmate. And as because this struggle period is too bad, I tell you, I have not yet find out that why that particular thing after marriage, that why I got married. So I'm still yet to discover that answer, that why I got married. Currently, it's like our system, because I am at the ideal age of getting married. My parents want me to get married as soon as possible, and this is how it's going on for me by this time. That's why this topic interests me in this manner, that I should explore more, that how to find out the soulmate. So this is a universal question for me. How to find out?
I think she was a better person. She found a soulmate.
It was like
It's case to case specific, right?
And her soulmate is my son.
yeah.
Oh wow!
She's found her son.
I never got married, and I just think that it's quite interesting. I mean, in this room, it seems like maybe we're the only ones that aren't married. But I would say that I probably didn't get married because I really identified with what you said about enjoying the identity of. I would lose my identity if I got married. And I think that I also feel like if I'm not married, I'm a bit different to everybody. So I've changed that now, and maybe it's the place to be.
She'll be married.
It looked very effortless to be married to that person.
Oh, so sweet. Very honest. You? Why did you get married?
My parents told me.
So that was the only thing?
Yeah.
Well, why did you get married?
Thinking that there was eventual evolution and there was 1 plus 1 equals 2.
Sir?
Similar, 30 years ago, it was the next step in life. Just did it, didn't really think much about it. Got great benefit of children from it, but now I'm in a different relationship, and I'm in this relationship because it's good for me. I have to work on me, and that's good.
Beautiful. Why did you get married?
For love and completion.
Why did you get married?
Frankly speaking, when I got married, it was like my parents told me, I was too young at that point of time. But later on, I realized that it's companionship as well as traveling the path of life together and exploring.
I will tell you about a lady who chose not to get married, and she's awesome. I met her just few months back in a city called Vadodara. She is 81 now. After 65, what she has done, I interviewed her and put in a YouTube video called Impossible Achiever. After 65, at 73, she did 3,000 kilometers non-stop cycling. Okay. Then this lady went on and reached up to second stage of Mount Everest at 79. Then she learned scuba diving. Okay, she said all this I decided. She is a gynecologist. Okay, she said after 60 I'm going to do that, and she did that. She still runs 10 kilometers. I'm not saying walks. She runs 10 kilometers. She swims. She can swim for 10 kilometers. Okay, and she said the reason is I didn't get married because I found marriage is the cause of all evil. So I said I don't want to have any evil.
So I need to give an example, just to go back to history. This Warangal dynasty in Telangana region, Rani Durgamma, she took responsibility of the kingdom at the age of 16 or probably even younger. And when she died, she was 83. She was fighting the battle very energetic. She was like considered to be a fierce Durga. People used to be scared to fight in front of her. She was married. She had children. She was a grandmother. And in her 70-year rule, that dynasty established the entire legacy. And she died a very ferocious and feared lady at 83. And married. It's a matter of belief.
It's a matter of belief system. Very true. So now, Mari, ladies and gentlemen, yes, ma'am.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
When
sure.
did you get married?
Yeah.
I was thinking that it's going to be coming back to me again. I got married for 2 reasons. One, I wanted to find a soulmate, which luckily I found. 2, I wanted to explore new things and my own hidden talents, which I was not aware of. Maybe in the company of somebody, you would like to explore new things and find out more about yourself. Because कभी-कभी हमें खुद को नहीं पता होता कि हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हमारी अच्छाई क्या है, हमारी बुराई क्या है. So like good and bad, we both in a relationship are open enough to experience good and bad both. So what are we good at? Maybe other person is not. What we are bad at, what the other person may be not. So we learn so many things. So that learning explorations was the one reason which I was, because I'm very short-tempered. And my husband is very cool. I'm the only one who speaks a lot. He doesn't utter at all.
And he is very, very wise. Then
master,
Yeah.
एक कहते हैं ना एक हथौड़ा काफी होता है. Whenever he speaks, that's the end of it. And then when I speak, it's the beginning of it. So that is how we complement each other.
Anyway, in spite of all the bad experiences, I feel all the people who are not got married must get married.
Yes,
You
yes.
can't
We
grow.
really were getting married.
You can't grow.
So my dear, please, ladies, friends, come for a group picture photograph. View. Come, please. We are soul sisters, huh? Yes. So we have to touch each other's souls. You touch mine and I'm touching yours. Please come. Please come, everybody. Please. Well said. Yes. I was really. I heard a part of it that was you. Sorry. Please come. Please come, join me. Ayi, ma'am, ayi. Please come. Let's form a group, hold hands. Yes. Hold hands with each other. And my group is called Hand in Hand Workshops. So you all are wanting to be a part of the group again? हम सब आ रहे हैं ना, किसी को काटना मत.
Smile.
Thank you. Wonderful session.
think he was also there.
Yeah, he was also there,
Yeah.
because he told us.
I completely understand it now.
Write your name. Oh, great. There. And I know you. Oh, thank you.
So what do you plan from time?
It's not about destiny, that's what I see. Getting married has flowers.
Here, when we doing your expert in, because I won't be doing 7 classes. It was a request is the hiring and white.
Great. You were like, what I know most of the representatives.
I learned skill
Maybe, I don't know, I was thinking competitive writing as well. That we ought to make some meaningful documentaries for the children. Yeah, because documentaries related to this. No, trying to correlate the curriculum with their
Documentary. That's what we have been making for a long time.
and not very long ones, small ones, which can be shown in a 40-minute period.
Right.
So we were thinking of how to so what to do. So we were
I'll give you a card of mine.
I would love to. Why don't we sit together and talk about it? Whenever you're free.
Definitely do, I'm here.
You are here for 5 days?
Not 5 days, Thursday.
So Thursday, I'm here for 45
Oh,
days.
good, good. You live in Delhi?
Yeah, I am.
Which side?
I am in Anandvihar.
My daughter lives in Noida.
Noida. Okay. Actually, I'm in Vasundhara, near Anandvihar.
Okay.
Noida is nearby?
Yeah, Anand Vihar I go and stay at